This is going to be a video about the 5 things that I like about my E55 AMG. The first thing I like about this car is the power. This is an almost 500 horsepower sedan with 520 pound-feet of torque. In 2003, the E55 could keep up with the Ferrari 575 and the Dodge Viper of that year. In the sedan horsepower wars of the early 2000s, the E55 emerged as the fastest sedan in the world from its release in 2003 right up until Mercedes released the S55 AMG in 2005. The performance of this car even holds up well today. In 2017, this car can do 0 to 60 in low 4 seconds, quarter mile in low 12 seconds. It's definitely impressive even today. The second thing that I like about this car is that it has aged very well. This car came out in 2003, and I often get people telling me, is this a 2010 or newer? So it's pretty good considering this car is so old, almost 15 years old, and people say that it looks like new or almost new. The interior of the car has also aged very well and holds up quite well considering, again, it's a car from 2003 to 2006. The car has also aged very well under the hood. The engine bay is quite nice to look at, and that's a good thing compared to some of the newer Mercedes, which tend to just cover the whole thing in a plastic cover. So this is a welcome sight. The third thing I like about this car is that it's pretty inconspicuous. It's definitely a sleeper. This car doesn't attract much attention, especially in the color silver. It seems sort of like a relatively normal Mercedes. Not many people know that it's 500 horsepower, which is good because you go to a car meet or a car show and then people are interested or start talking to you, which is good about having sort of a car that's only known to people who are enthusiasts. The fourth thing I like about this car is that E55s are notoriously cheap to buy. You can find great deals on these cars, around $20,000 for the best ones and around $10,000 for some of the worst ones. And it's really hard to beat that kind of value for money, especially when you're talking about these power levels. The fifth thing that I like about these cars is that there's a really good modding enthusiast community out there for the E55 AMG, one of the biggest for Mercedes. And the good thing about that is that if there's ever an issue, it's really easy to find other people who can help you out on forums. And a lot of people have created a lot of different mods for this car, so it's pretty easy to get this thing above 600 horsepower with pulleys, tunes, all these sort of things, headers, and it's quite popular. So you won't have a hard time trying to modify this car for more power. As you can tell, there are a lot of good things about the E55 AMG, and no wonder they're quite popular with their enthusiast base. So that concludes the 5 things that I like about my E55 AMG.